What's good, YouTube? This your man Spill Dog. Man, I think the only person that's probably more let down than Keyshawn Davis after this weekend is probably Bob Aaron. Real talk, man. I was thinking about this yesterday and earlier today when I was talking to one of the guys. Lomachenko has retired. Uh, Tyson Fury, he on his way out the door. I mean, I don't see him having no more than a fight or two left. Terrence Crawford gone, Shakur Stevenson gone. If Teofimo Lopez is still with Top Rank, I don't think so. And even if he is, he got 1 foot in and 1 foot out the door. But basically, the point I'm getting at, I think the table was set for Keyshawn Davis to take over as the face of Top Rank. As they big star in boxing, like every promotional company got a main guy. And I really think the tape was being set for Keyshawn to be that guy at Top Rank. I would bet damn near anything on that. Bob Arum has been in Keyshawn corner since the day he signed him, from the outside looking in, and from everything Keyshawn said. That's so to me. Bob Arum has treated Keyshawn more fair and more respectful than he did Shakur. I think he treated Keyshawn better than he did Bud. I think he treated Keyshawn better than he did Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather. I haven't seen anybody, any of these guys, especially the brothers, really get the type of love from Top Rank that Keyshawn Davis been getting. Straight up. I mean, you know how hard it is for good fighters. Now Terrence Crawford, he gets fights in Omaha now, but he earned the right to do it. And not only that, Terrence Crawford wasn't really didn't have he wasn't as known because he didn't make it to the Olympics. So it was easy if Terrence Crawford could sell out in his own home city more so than other places. Keyshawn Davis is real young, really just getting a title, and this was gonna be his second. This was his second time selling the whole joint out, packing the house out, over $1 million gate. That's bringing in good money, and the fact that Bob Arum was willing to allow him to go home back to back like that. I mean, they ain't treating these dudes like that. They not. Keyshawn Davis, Bob Arum to some degree has laid out the red carpet for him. No disrespect to his brothers, especially the tall one. They really, they really ain't that good like he is. And I'm thinking he might have just signed them out of love for Keyshawn. No disrespect to the brothers. I'm not saying they won't be good fighters one day too, but Keyshawn is the one. Keyshawn was the one. I this ain't no diss to his brothers. I hope that if they see it, they don't take it that way. But Keyshawn is the one sold them tickets for the most part. People was coming out to see Keyshawn Davis. Yeah, they was gonna see his brothers too, but Keyshawn is the guy. It is what it is, and they just benefiting to some degree off of their, all of them boxing and the middle brother being a little bit more flamboyant and probably a little bit better and more athletic than the other two. But bottom line, Keyshawn is the top dog out of them three. And if Bob Arum was being honest, only one of them he really needs is Keyshawn. That's the one he gonna make the money off of. And he been getting treated right. And in this boxing game, it ain't a whole lot of people that can come out here and say that. It ain't a whole lot of people that got a promoter that's in there. Look what Tank went through with Floyd. Look at the shit he went through. I mean, and that's just one instance. It's many of those in boxing where these fighters getting robbed blind. Promoters is just treating them like shit. And Keyshawn Davis been getting treated almost like a family member to some degree. It seemed like the way how him and Bob get along, and he has never once said, and I remember him, when Shakur was going through his situation with Bob Arum, Keyshawn, and he wasn't saying it disrespectfully. I forgot who he was talking to, but he was like, his situation with Bob is different. He said he been knowing Bob since weigh in amateurs. Bob been wanting him for a long time. So his relation, it seemed like he got a different relationship with Bob Arum than most of the other fighters that I've seen, especially the brothers that's been signed to him. And think about it. Everybody, Mikey Garcia sued Bob Arum about money and promotion. Floyd sued him. Andre Ward sued him. Terrence Crawford sued him. What's the other one named? Shakur Stevens. He didn't sue him, but he left. And it's a few more good fighters that had issues. Even Muhammad Ali, not Ali, but fighters back in the day. It's a lot of guys that had issues with him dealing with their money or not. Like Floyd was saying, he wasn't promoting him. He was treating Floyd like he did Shakur. You know, not really promoting him as the star who he was and who he wanted to be, because he had all this love through behind Oscar De La Hoya. Similar to me, to the way how Shakur was treated, because Bob Arum was throwing all the love at Lomachenko, and then Tyson Fury came on board, and damn near everybody else was forgotten about. That's when Terrence Crawford and everybody abandoned ship. But Keyshawn, through all of that, ain't had none of them problems. He had none of them issues. And for him to get to fight at the city, the governor or the mayor give you your own day or your own week in your city, all this great stuff that's happening to you, why on earth would I mean I would have rather seen you go in there and lose the fight than come in there and not make weight. And then, anybody who really boxed before or been around boxing on a close level, you know how people look. Just look at Abdullah Mason's face on the day of the weigh-in and look at Keyshawn's face. When them dudes is trying to make weight, they look like Skeletor damn near in the face. Keyshawn's face was nice and full. You could look at him and tell he hadn't been struggling trying to get no pounds off. And then you wouldn't even consider to go in there and try to make this right. Why would you do something like that? Why would you be so unprofessional after all these people that have given you all this love, all this credit, all this respect for you being a professional and a businessman? Is what you want to call yourself. How could you let, and it ain't just about you. Like I seen somewhere he said it's just about him and his brothers. No, hell it ain't. It's got something to do with Bob Arum and Top Rank, the people that's putting you out here where people can see your talent. It's about these fans who spend their money. Who the hell you think came up in that stadium? If it ain't about them, that's how you making the money, your fans. You can't alienate yourself from them and think you're gonna come up. You need the fans' money to get to the you need fan support to get where you're trying to go. You're gonna figure that out as the years go on. But I'm not mad at Keyshawn. I'm probably the same thing Bob Arum is. Completely disappointed and flabbergasted because you can't. Because why did you do this? This was no accident, him missing weight. It wasn't. I'm sorry. I wish I could sit up here and go along with the lie he telling that he just too big for 135. But you've been too big for 135 since the day you walked in that ain't. So that go without saying. But this just last week or the week before, you just gave an interview with Andre Ward saying you've been making weight since you was a kid. Making weight is not a problem. These your words. Maybe not completely verbatim, but that's what he said. Go look at the interview he had with Andre Ward, and I mean, I just, why would you do this at home in front of your fans? Two, the mayor, just the day before, the mayor has gave you your own day. Dude, do you know what I mean? And look, and you ain't fought nobody to get this. Now, I'm proud of you and happy for you, but who the hell you beat to be getting all that? Who you beat to be getting your own day and all this love like that? Honestly, who have you beat that's even a high B level fighter? at this point. And I'm not dissing Keyshawn because I'm rocking with you, but what I'm saying is you done got crazy love that you, to some degree, ain't really earned yet. And the first time you get a real fight, a fight you pick, you feel like you need to have an advantage. Other than the fact that he been out the ring for 2 years, he's in your home stadium, your promoter, everything's in your favor already. What more do you want? You want to have all that in your favor and about another five. You come in at 135. Now, I heard them say something about they was gonna make a clause where he couldn't go in over 149, but that wasn't the case. So what was you actually gonna come in the ring at? 155 pounds on that Devin Haney shit. And that's what I hate, when a fighter criticize a fighter for doing something and then they come the next fight and do the same damn thing. So do you really believe in yourself? Do you really believe you can beat this dude? Why you need to do all that? This guy is shorter than you, older than you, I think. Been out the ring for 2 years. You just fought in February and got the title. February, January. I mean, it's been a couple of months ago. This dude been out the ring longer than Earl Spence had been out before he fought Terrence Crawford. And an injury. And you still feel like you need to come in there 4 pounds overweight? Shit, dude, you scared. I mean, or dirty, or dirty. And I'd rather go with that. I don't want to think you're a dirty fighter. So, well, was you scared? Was you worried? What? Is that, man, what do you make sense out of this shit at? What got in your head to make you think that was a good idea? At your house, Norfolk, what, dog, you supposed to be an inspiration to these kids. You coming out here trying to be a role model for these kids. So are you telling them to cheat? Are you telling them don't worry about the rules, make your own rules? Because that's what you was doing. And I'm like, you ain't the first one who's done it, but we talking about Keyshawn right now and all the love you got from the biggest and most important people in your community, and you made everybody like a damn fool. Everybody that backed you made them look stupid. I mean, and almost immediately. I mean, almost, and then to put the cherry on top, you go in the back room and go put hands on somebody, or headbutt, whatever you did. I get it. It hurt. You blew all this money. You did this shit at home. It hurt. And ain't nowhere in the hell nobody can tell you how you should feel about it, but you definitely can't do that. You're a professional fighter, and once again, you setting an example at this point, whether you want to be or not. You stepped into role model mode when you went when you went to these schools and all these people, all these places accepting these accolades from these people. Because if you weren't gonna live up to it, you should just told them, "No, man, I ain't with all that, man. I'm just a fighter. I'm not no role model." But you played that role. You confessed your Christianity, which is nothing wrong with none of this stuff. But you gotta at least try to live up to it. I ain't saying you can live up to it completely, but you can at least try. You didn't make weight, fine. Go in there and try to make it now. Show these people you're making an effort to play by the rules. But you weren't trying to play by the rules. You was trying to make your own rules and do what you wanted to do. You ain't Floyd Mayweather. You got to get along. Floyd and Canelo, you got to be one of them guys to call them kind of shots. It is dudes that get away with that kind of stuff in boxing. In all sports, those are facts. But you got to be one of them guys, and you at least 5-6 years tops away from even being able to be thought about like that. You ain't fought nobody. And so, I mean, I really hate this shit, man. I do, man. I really want to see Keyshawn go in there and knock this dude out. I was on his side. I didn't think he needed to do nothing like this. I thought Keyshawn skills and his abilities would have been more than enough to handle this business. It just really it's not just me. He got so many people questioning him now because it looked like you question yourself when you come in here overweight against a guy that been out the ring for 2 years off an injury. and got 2 losses on his resume. Come on, man. It ain't like you finna go in there and fight Tank or Devin or Shakur. This is a dude who already got 2 losses. His claim to fame is losing to a motherfucker and giving him a good fight. Come on, dog. You supposed to smoke that type of dude if you this type of dude. You know, that all the love that they gave him. So, man, like I say, man, these young guys, a lot of them just can't handle success. Real talk. I mean, I guarantee you, Bob Arum somewhere sitting back thinking, damn, this might not be a good investment like I thought it was. This shit could really, really collapse on me. Because for him to flip out like he did then, what happened if you go out there and actually lose a fight? What the hell he gonna do then? So I don't know, man. I don't know where it's going, but I sure hope this boy can get it together, get his head right, and be a man enough to, if you go out here and do this stupid shit, don't be running from these folks when they want to interview you and talk to you about it. You gotta face your shit. You gotta face it, and the sooner you face it, the sooner it passes by. The longer you avoid it, the longer the shit linger. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe. Till the next time, it's your boy Spill Dog.